Adam Something is a guy on the internet. I don't know that much about Adam Something. People keep recommending me his videos, and he's probably one of those people where I'm gonna go like, oh, he's the guy from that thing. Like most video essayists, you're like, oh, him. That kind of, you know what I mean? Okay, fair. But I don't know him. I don't know his politics. I don't know his content. People have complained about him relentlessly in my Discord, particularly on my mod and executive staff sections. They're like, fucking Adam Something. For different reasons. I don't know if he fell off something reason, but he put out a video on Warhammer is really what the point of the moment is. And we're going to watch this Warhammer video and see what the fuck he's trying to say. I don't know that much about Warhammer, by which I mean I have literally hundreds of hours worth of wiki walking. I've read 2 or 3 novels. I played the entirety of Space Marines 2. I've watched people do entire playthroughs of Space Marines 1. I've watched dozens of hours. Dozens upon dozens of hours, maybe even up to 100 hours or more on fucking lore drops. Shout out to Adeptus Mechanicus or whatever it is. I hope that guy's not a secret fucking Nazi. I watched a shitload of that guy's videos. I watched his Sisters of Battle video. I watched his Blood Ravens video. I watched so much shit. And I still don't know that much. I probably have 200 plus hours worth of time into Warhammer 40k, which is more than I have into, say, fucking Blood Meridian, okay? And I can't literally say I know that much about it. Why? If you're new here coming into this, it's because the fucking Warhammer 40k universe is a McDonald's grade product turned into a cult pop culture phenomenon. They are a goods service that makes new shit based on old shit all the time. So what you have to do when you do that to sell what they sell, minifigs, books, popular media, franchise bullshit, this, that, etc., 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 over a series of properties is you have to constantly make people interested in the new things. So you make new races of spacefaring monster fucking fighters and monster people. You change old shit. You release books. You say, oh, hey, you know how we never explained who the Primarch's fucking 62nd son is? And then someone from the back goes, he's only got 8 sons. And then that guy gets into a fist fight with someone that says he's got 16 sons. And while they're beating each other to death, stabbing each other to death in the fucking back of some concert hall over that with crowds of people dressed up as the fucking Krieg throwing Monopoly money into the blood spreading around them. He says, well, actually, there's 66 kids, and all the faces go, and they just, is that canon? They say in unison, and as the echo returns to them, he says, yes. And then the fucking emperor goes from having 66 sons to 66 sons to 6 sons to 10 sons to 18 sons. This is a continuous, endless thing in Warhammer. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to put a video out on this. I'm going to talk about this. Literally no one ever is right about anything in Warhammer is the actual fucking assumption you'll hit at the end. No one's right. No one is right about Warhammer or has had a correct take on Warhammer since it was created in 1806, which is the canon date. It's canon? Yes. Games Workshop didn't exist in the 1800s. It did now. That's Warhammer 40k. There are 250 plus books, 300 I think actually it is, in just one single highly important, critical, this is how Warhammer 40k got to where it is at the moment, the Horus Heresy. It is hundreds hundreds of pulp fiction books written by a series, I believe, of different writers that carries just the development of the religion that dominates the Imperium of Man, which is one of the like 10 factions total that are major factions, all of which have a series of deviations, splits, and cascading subfactions. You're like, what does that mean? Well, it's like, okay, so there's this thing called the Chaos Gods, right? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, so they're gods? Are they like, do they run chaos? No, sorry. Chaos Manifest is chaos. See, that's just chaos. Oh, so it's like a singular deity? Yes. And by yes, I mean no, absolutely not. It's not a real thing at all. It's just what you decide to worship if you're like feeling chaotic, but you don't want to ally with one of the 4 princes of chaos. Who are those? Oh, it's Nurgle, Slaanesh, Khorne, and Tzeentch. And you're like, okay, what are they? Well, Tzeentch is the most powerful and also the fucking gayest of all of them, and you shouldn't play Tzeentch because you'll have to do lame Egyptian shit that only fucking British people like that and everyone else hates, including the Egyptians. He sucks. He's the most powerful? Yes, but he sucks. He can do magic. Yeah, is it really magic? No, it's using warp energy, which is when you use your brain to contact the super demons that live behind the veil of existence and make their energies manifest in the world. You're like, oh, cool. So he's the best at it? No, he's not. A guy called the Emperor is. Oh, so he's a dude? Is he alive? Can I play as him? No. And is he alive? Sort of. Yeah, he's 100% alive. 10 billion% alive. In the warp, where he's a wandering warp ghost that makes sure that all the fucking 4 lords of chaos don't go crazy cuckoo bananas. And the warp itself doesn't eat all of his little people as they spread throughout the universe, spreading his message of joy in unison. They're doing that? Well, they were supposed to. Maybe. No one knows because he got killed by his kid Horus, who got corrupted by the chaos peoples. Right? Like, why did that happen? No one knows. Horus was the most based of all of us. All he wanted to do was kill tax collectors. Yeah, did he? Probably some, but now he just has mutant pieces in him and he just does Horus heresies, okay? What about the rest of his kids? Yeah, the fucking emperor had a series of children. Gilliman the Noble. Robert Rabuti Gilliman. He's the most based nice guy ever. Did he survive? He was put in a coma for 10,000 years, but he's back. Sort of. What about the rest of his kids? Well, you had like, I don't know, fucking Skull Raper, Perforator the fucking perforating, and Fuckfist. Oh, did they turn into good guys? Weirdly enough, Fuckfist did. The other guys are bad guys. How many of these kids did he have? Many. How many of them do we know about? Some. How many are important? The ones that are very expensive to buy. Did you say there's 4 Lords of Chaos? I did. You want to go learn more about them? I sure do. Well, there's Khorne. Who is he? The best one. He's the best one. Why? Because blood for the blood god. What does that mean? It means blood for the blood god. And it doesn't need to mean anything else. That's why he's the best? Yes. Why? Because you don't get confused. What do you do if you have Khorne? He's got guys that work for him, and all of them are blood something. Blood letters, scratchers, cutters, clawers, brain scooper, outers, and eaters, and fucking a various amount of impalers. Yeah, what happens? Well, he just wants you to kill stuff, and then you go kill stuff. He seems like he's important, where the grimdark future, everything is war. Yup. How about the other ones? Well, one of them, Slaanesh. That's the best one. Why? Because if you have to choose, as you will one day, which one of the Lords of Chaos you're going to go with, you're going to pick Slaanesh because you play Warhammer 40k and you're a fucking virgin. And Slaanesh is the god of getting some fucking box for once in your life. But it's not going to be good fucking normal box. It's going to be holes that fucking they make inside of your head and get filled with bees. Okay, why? Because it's actually just Cenobites from the hit 1986 film, I think, Hellraiser. It's just Cenobites. What about the last guy? Oh, that's Nurgle. He's the best one. Why? Well, he's just a big fat guy with a pot full of delicious soup. He's got soup. What is in the soup? There's only one way to find out, and it's by becoming Nurgle's best friend. If you become Nurgle's best friend, you get to drink the soup. What do you have to do to become Nurgle's best friend? You just go visit. Anytime. Just go visit, and you get to have some of the delicious soup. He's wonderful. Well, thank you for explaining the entirety of Warhammer 40K to me. The entirety. I have been talking about it's specifically 0.05% of Warhammer 40K. I have explained less than an entire percent of Warhammer 40K. We haven't even brought up Psychers yet. What about the Adeptus Mechanicus? What about the Adeptus Mechanicus, but they're kind of dicks and I can't remember them off the top of my head? What about the great frozen ones that lay in the heart of Mars waiting to unleash new horrors upon the universe? What about the Tau? They're brand new. Hey, have you ever heard of the fucking Space Marines? There's literally 5 fucking million chapters of it and no one knows who they all are except for some one guy. Some fucking wizard that lives in a fucking permanent sideways office building off of a fucking highway near you in a store that says Warhammer over the top of it. You go to him, he tips his hat to you, m'lady, even if you're a boy, and then you can sit at his feet and have him tell you things that he will say are true until some other guy wearing a hat and also a trench coat comes in and says, I see you are preaching the dark gospel again. And then they start having the knife fight. It's the guys. It's the same guys from the fucking announcement at the beginning. They're stabbing each other in front of you once more. But now at the Warhammer store. Why are they there? They're everywhere. They're Warhammer fans. The only real ones. How do you become a Warhammer fan? I'll tell you. You spend $2 million buying all the pieces of plastic and you hand paint themselves. No, my friend. I see you're preaching the dark gospel. The true way to become a Warhammer fan is to 3D print everything and steal from Warhammer, the darkest company to have ever existed. Sorry, I see you're tipping your hat again. You're teaching the dark gospel. The only true way to be a Warhammer 40K fan is to read the entirety of the Horus Heresy back to front in the original Norwegian. It wasn't written in Norwegian, but someone translated it that way, and for some reason, 10 guys on a fucking .net forum say that that's the best way to figure out why Horus did a heresy. And we're going to go ahead and double check that real quick. That was not a real Sweet Cheeks alarm. That was Mexican fucking money, all right? That was a deception. That was 129 Mexican dollars, which can buy you exactly 1/2 of one Space Marine. You can get the left arm and or the removable replaceable helmet. One more thing, was that the right way to become a Warhammer 40K fan? Sorry, bud. Tip the hat. The only one thing you really need to do, according to people, is just have observed Warhammer 40K. Even if you've just seen the words somewhere. Floating in a little trash pile down a river in Surrey, outside of the head offices of this fucking Games Workshop. Oh, look, the words war and the word hammer in the dictionary, nowhere near each other. No, my friend. You are now one of the top tier people on Earth. You're a Warhammer 40K fan. You've just wanted to observe it at all. Now you also are, it's just, you have a seat at the table equal to all of the other people you saw speaking to each other a moment ago. How much deeper have we gotten into Warhammer 40K, Tyler? Have you gotten us into it? No, my friend. We're still at the 0.001%. Sorry, I tricked you. That's how high the meter ever goes. You will never get higher than 0.001%. You will only ever know 0.001% about Warhammer. And I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong. Whatever you thought you knew, you're wrong. Did you dress up in a fucking, I read 17 books and I made a fucking literally painstakingly detailed Space Marine costume powered with real pneumatics and a fucking actual nuclear battery? Yeah, sorry, buddy, but that's the Mark II unit, not the Primaris unit that we wanted to see. And if it's not the fucking Primaris unit, why did you do it at all? What are you, one of the Thunder Guard? What's the Thunder Guard? Well, I'm glad you fucking asked. You know how we call it Warhammer 40K? That's the 40,000th year after the start start of Warhammer. Did you know there's also Warhammer 30K? Did you know there's Warhammer 10K? Did you know there's Warhammer 25K? It goes to all the Ks. The Ks were a lie. The 40K was a lie. All of the Ks work. There's a Warhammer 1K and 10K and negative 80K. The Emperor, the guy that's sitting on the golden throne, don't even know if we got into that. He's 10 billion years old. He's a reincarnated Conan the Barbarian type who just did fucking magic in his mind. And then he made a bunch of dildos dressed up in diesel armor and murder all of the lords of the world before he went to space. This was before Slaanesh existed, by the way. But after the fucking Adeptus Mechanicus started to be formed, but also well after the fucking Hidden Ones were made, but also well before the Tau were created. Also, just on and on and on. It's just all the way up, all the way up. I fucking love Warhammer 40K. This is what I'm going to get into. When you're going to see people arguing about Warhammer 40K in comments, every statement that anyone can make is wrong. Anybody that's just maximally amount of confident is correct because it's Warhammer 40K. There is no way to know even remotely anything about this fucking franchise. The Wikipedia is endless. It just never stops, and they can't even put everything on the Wikipedia because Games Workshop won't let you upload all the fucking points and variables and shit. It's nuts. There's so much fucking information about Warhammer 40K. So even going into this, I'm just going to say, give Adam something a bit of grace and everybody else. And just, if you see anybody that seems really confident in the comment section, I don't care what they say or how right they seem, and especially if they've even cited any sources, just do the one thing that all Warhammer 40K fans love when they're talking to other Warhammer 40K fans. Say just this one perfect, simple phrase. I don't know, that doesn't seem right. And then never fucking expand upon it. That's what I want to see. Anyone that makes a single statement about anything relative to Warhammer 40K, especially if they cite a source, just say, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. All the way down. This is the one time I'm going to ever let you do that in the comment section. Warhammer is cuckoo bananas big. It is fucking insane. Someone's like, you should read the Horus Heresy. And I was like, oh, how long is it? Can't be longer than a trilogy, right? No, it's got more words in it than fucking Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. And more characters in it than anything else that you've ever experienced in your life. Ugh. Everything you said is canon. This is a lie. Warhammer is not a story. It's a collection of settings, characters, and events you're supposed to use for your dudes to play and paint with, which is correct and also completely wrong, as we've established. I give this train honky no grace. Oh. What army would Tyler play? More DACA. Or, okay, by the way, sorry, I forgot to say the one thing. The only true thing, the only absolutely true thing, because it's the only true thing you'll ever need to know. There are two facts. Two actual undisputable facts in Warhammer 40K. Orcs best faction and not enough DACA. Need more DACA. And also the secret third fact, which is just work. Oh. What is my favorite chapter? Blood Ravens. Once your star sign is definitely true. Oh my god. You are a salamander. I think I've heard all I need to hear about this. 1,000 suns. I suppose you've played Space Marine 2 at least. Oh my god. Exterminatus. Now. The joke is Tyler's actually always been Inquisition. Either way, Adam something made a video about this. We're gonna get into this right now.
Warhammer is a universe where people fight wars using hammers. Okay, not really. Warhammer 40k is a massive, bombastic
I thought this guy was going to be
universe
fucking
in the
American.
grimdark future of the 40th millennium, where humanity is fighting wars on an epic scale on multiple fronts against all sorts of horrors. Space orcs, space elves, literal demons from hell, humans corrupted by literal demons from hell.
Excuse me, but hell is not real in the Christian tradition in Warhammer. I believe what you meant to say was the warp, a series of cosmic psychic energies that affect all living matter, but do not prescribe to any sense of hell as the common mind might Everyone's mad. I'm telling you right now, after that whole thing, him just saying demons from hell just made people go crazy. Do you mean hell as in your traditional Christian understanding of it? Or do you mean the planet Hell, Hel, from Abram Wanson's Soldier of Fortune Series 5, the comic book from 1997 that outlined the adventures of Unit 792 after landing on the Goblin Orc homeworld of 1923. This was, of course, before goblins were eliminated from the setting as a minor addition and replaced with Psych Boys, the orcs' version of a warp interacting person, and it would be crazy for them to be on hell and draw the powers of your Christian hell from the warp while they are inside it. Wouldn't that just be a little much? And then the other guy, boom, ding, 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 from the door at the entrance. Excuse me, but he does... You seem not to be ready to talk about Horus's trip to Hell 5, the Prime World. Like, oh no. Oh no.
And also that's how Warhammer Galaxy started a tabletop game, and at the core it still is. Imagine chess but more complex, where two players bring out their hand-painted armies of miniatures and battle it out on a large board. It's a cool experience at game stores or game bars where you get to meet people, socialize, and show off your cool miniatures. Today, however, the Warhammer IP has already outgrown its tabletop niche and now includes ultra-popular AAA game titles such as the latest Space Marine 2 with more than 2 million copies sold worldwide. But the Warhammer IP has not been without its controversies. We now have gamergators accusing the parent company Games Workshop of turning the game woke by introducing into it the most absurd creatures of all. Women. No, wait, it's actually even more ridiculous.
Oh, no.
Gamergators are mad that Games Workshop changed the lore of one of the factions that no one plays or cares about by saying that some of its soldiers can be women. If you want to, I mean, it's you assembling the miniatures. You can decide what head you put on them. And this resulted in a global outrage among people who have never touched a Warhammer miniature, or a woman. That's it, Games Workshop. I could suspend my disbelief for space orcs, space elves, and hell in space run by space demons, but women? If women are real, how come I never touched one? On the other hand, opposite to the gamergators, we have an increasing number of voices saying that Warhammer 40k is starting to become problematic by turning from a satire of fascism into a celebration of it, especially with the latest Space Marine 2 game. Gamergators counter this by accusing such critics of overreaction. It's just a game, you're taking it way too seriously, nobody wants to be a literal space Nazi, you guys need to chill the fuck out, they say. So what's going on here? Do gamergators have a point? Is Warhammer turning woke? Or are the critics correct here, and Warhammer is indeed turning into a celebration?
It's just funny because, like, so you would feel like that, but all Space Marines are not. Okay, so in Space Marine 2, this, and don't forget, I know nothing about Warhammer. In Space Marine 2, you play as Ultramarines, and specifically Ultramarines of the chapter of the Sons of Guilliman, who are, as far as Space Marines are concerned, the most, like, perfect in their conduct and the ones that are most likely to follow the Codex Astartes, the fucking Astartes. The Codex Astartes, the fucking, like, rule book for all of the members of the Imperium, but particularly the fucking Space Marines, to a T. They're basically, like, beyond reproach. And they're also the most likely to obey any edicts that come down from the Golden Throne, right? So you're talking about a chapter of Space Marines that is the premier chapter of Space Marines and the premier subchapter of the premier chapter of Space Marines. It's like they are they're the blueberries. They're the most rule-following rule followers that exist, period. And you only see them and the fucking Inquisition, and then also the what the fuck are they called? The Silver Arms, Black Shields, Blackguard. I can't remember. So you see three of them. One of them's a subchapter, a non-affiliated subchapter of people that are going and doing basically like a penance run or trying to earn additional armor or honor. And they go and they're an anti-Xeno fucking hit force that literally just goes and fights aliens all the time, because aliens and Space Marines generally either eat people, enslave people, or explode them or fight them to death. There's like maybe the Tau will ever like try to talk to you. The orcs want to fight. The Tyranids aren't even really alive in the way that you think of life. It's just one fucking gigantic fungal hive mind of thing that spits out slithers from fucking Magic the Gathering. The Necrons, which are like living dead robots from beyond the fucking veil of time, and then you have the Chaos Space Marines, which are just Space Marines, but like with fucking serious viral infections and syphilis and like mental disorders, schizophrenia. That's it. It's a fucking nightmare of an existence. So like that's you're seeing the guys that are like, I want to follow the rules all the time. There's like, they're not playing as salamanders. Salamanders are little fucking rescue babies. What's happening? Oh, the fucking salamanders are on the planet. Then the Inquisition goes, salamanders on the planet. I mean, you got to say that because you're like, oh, I want to do an exterminatus, and the fucking salamander might be like, feeling the forces of chaos in you for saying that. Fucking squish your little Inquisition head. And then you have the Inquisition. The Inquisition is a bunch of fucking like, basically internal fucking audit service for the entirety of the Imperium. And the most, by fucking every metric I've seen reading through shit, susceptible to the forces of chaos individuals in the fucking verse are just the Inquisition. And they constantly just annihilate whole planets through exterminatus, which is this, they destroy the planet. They go, fuck it. Boop, and they blow up the whole fucking world to pieces. That's it. Those are the three craziest factions you can pretty much get. And those are the three that are there.
Celebration of fascism.
Eldar. Yeah, the Eldar. I forgot about the Eldar, the Dark Eldar.
Now, please hold that thought for a moment and let me pay some bills. You might have noticed that the world is kind of going insane at the moment, with Trump nominating a pro-Putin grifter as the director of U.S. National Intelligence and the vaccine denier as Secretary of Health. The political scene could not be more tense and uncertain, and this brings with it a steady growth of politically motivated online harassment, among others. Keeping your personal data to yourself is more important than ever. And Delete Me, the sponsor of today's video, is specializing in just that. Once you tell them what to remove, they'll scan hundreds of data broker websites and request the removal of sensitive data about you, helping you reduce your digital footprint. Websites later in at the moment. Its setting is also similar to Warhammer's.
Oh, no. Okay, this is why everyone's telling me to watch this.
Join deleteme.com/Adam20, promo code Adam20. Thank you for checking out Delete Me. Starship Troopers is in many ways the predecessor of Warhammer, being one of the trailblazers of hard science fiction. Its setting is also similar to Warhammer's. We have a sort of centralized, militaristic human empire called the Terran Federation, battling it out with various alien species, including giant space bugs. Much like Warhammer, Starship Troopers grew out of an original niche IP. With Warhammer 40k, it was a tabletop game. With Starship Troopers, it was a book which later got adapted into series, movies, and games, making the IP transition.
I'm just going to go ahead. The connection between Starship Troopers and is mostly... The connection between Starship Troopers and fucking... Warhammer 40k is mostly Space Marines and power armor. The Starship Troopers universe is nothing remotely like Warhammer 40k's. If Warhammer 40k has a sci-fi book that it's based somewhat on, it would be Dune, would be the closest. Because you have like the fucking, God Emperor of Dune is like that. Starship Troopers politically... theologically and philosophically is fundamentally nothing like Warhammer 40k. They don't have the same problems to arrive at the same conclusions. Oh my God.
Transition from niche to relative mainstream. Now, tabletop Warhammer is very different from video game Warhammer, Space Marine 2 in particular. And in the same way, there's a big difference between Starship Troopers, the book, and Starship Troopers, the movie. The 1997 movie, which was at the center of that god-awful discourse. The Starship Troopers book is rather jingoistic. Some people call it fascist literature, but I don't really agree with that label. The book is militaristic, obsessed with toughness and masculinity, heroism and honor, but it's otherwise not covert fascist propaganda or anything. It was written by a former soldier at the height of the Red Scare and McCarthyism in the 1950s.
Sailor.
So as far as I can see, Starship Troopers is really a product of its time. It's still very right-wing, idolizes the military. In fact, in that world, the only way to gain full rights as a citizen is through military service and so on. But is it fascist? No, it's just 1950s right-wing and jingoistic. Imagine a sci-fi universe created by an ex-military boomer who has a Clint Eastwood profile picture on Facebook and who can't shut up about how back in his day, everyone worked 26-hour workdays, 10 days a week, and no one complained, as opposed to a weak and entitled generation to...
If you guys have seen my Starship Troopers video, do you understand why fucking hearing like internet lefties talk about media is a painful experience? You remember how my breakdown of Starship Troopers, how fucking much more... This is the point. This is why fucking hearing lefties talk about fucking media online makes me want to fucking core my eyes out with the fucking ice cream scoop.
Today, military service should be compulsory to teach these soy latte drinking weaklings some discipline. But in person, the guy is nice to you.
Nope. Wrong. Wrong. Adam, you're a fucking idiot. Stop looking at other people's breakdowns. You're not doing the work. This is cheating. I'm calling you out. This is actually a legitimate call out. Adam, you didn't read the book, first off. You didn't read the book. Compulsory service isn't just not a part of that. It's suggested that it is the worst possible thing that you can do. Volunteerism is the only valuable thing. Didn't read the book.
Nice to you, and always offers you beer when you come over. That's the authorial context of the Starship Troopers book, basically. Now,
fuck, dude, no, fuck. Yeah, Adam something terrible. Terrible take. Fuck awful. Like, embarrassing. You didn't read it. Didn't read the book, and you're getting all of your information from somebody else that talked about it. Shame. Take the book. Take it down. Take it down. Literally so fucking off base. Literally so fucking wrong that you should be you need to be taught to hate yourself. Fuck, dude. Oh my God.
The Terran Federation in it kind of is. And the values of the 1997 Starship Troopers movie are in many ways the opposite of the books. The director, Paul Verhoeven, grew up during the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands and didn't really like fascist, hyper-militaristic ideologies for obvious reasons. So he proceeded...
I've got a fucking... He didn't say that. He didn't even say that in the thing. He wasn't a Jew. He was a white guy in it. It was fine for them. He grew up during the Nazi occupation as one of the guys the Nazis were cool with. Like, he had free travel. He went with his dad and went to go see a fucking British pilot get caught.
Not with medieval anti-air railguns firing tungsten rounds at Mach 5, but by turning the Terran Federation, the Starship Troopers, into a satire of jingoism and fascism. Well, the book
Wrong and wrong. Oh my God. He didn't even do it. He didn't write it. The other guy fucking did.
The Terran Federation's campaign against the bugs is a heroic struggle. The movie portrays it as a hopeless war, started on false pretenses, fought by a bunch of propaganda-addled macho idiots marching into certain death. Nope. Wrong.
It's so good to be on the other side of it. I don't have to say when the fucking movie comes out, literally just go watch. Go watch my endless 3.5 hour breakdown of the movie. Of the movie and the fucking book together, along with the fucking making of for all of this information. Wrong. Literally a lie. Literally wrong. We're not even going to get what's his name brought up in here, the actual fucking writer of the movie. What do you mean? Paul Verhoeven didn't write Starship Troopers? Nope. He didn't. A different guy did. A different guy wrote a different movie completely, and then they attached the words Starship Trooper to it because it started as Bug Hunted Outpost 7 or whatever the fuck it was. Go watch my video. I don't have to remember all the names and everything to talk about it anymore because it's in the video. It's online. Go check it out. God damn, bro.
Glorious sacrifices and cinematic last stand, you just get torn apart by giant bugs. I mean, the whole reason for the war is that supposedly bugs pulled the Javier Milei and destroyed Buenos Aires by launching an asteroid from a different solar system towards Earth. If anyone is getting Iraq War, Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction vibes, yeah, you should. The bugs home system is
No, you shouldn't. Because it came out in fucking 1997, Adam, you fucking idiot. You can't get fucking Iraq War vibes because that started 6 years after this movie was released, 7+ after it was starting to be made. Not only does it not have those fucking vibes, you're imagining it because that happened after the fucking book and movie were written. You fucking goober. He talks about Saddam Hussein in it because of the fucking Gulf War, but not the Iraq War. Not the fucking one that came after the fact. God fucking damn it. And he just mentions it at the fucking very end of the making of. But that stuff's added in after the fact. And it doesn't have anything to do with, this is we're doing a portrayal of this war. They just fucking added that shit in after. God damn it. What? Why isn't it playing? Oh, I muted it.
This also begs the question. If the bugs can pull that off, getting Iraq War, Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass...
But the point of this is why it's different between the Gulf War, which is also sort of vaguely in Iraq, the Persian Gulf War, is because the weapons of mass destruction fucking Black Flag is the reason for the 2001 to 2003 walk up to and then invasion of Iraq. All right. The Gulf War was because of attacks into Kuwait. It's a whole different thing.
mass destruction vibes.
Thank you, Andrew Blood, for the
Bugs'
gifted
home system is
subs.
tens of thousands of light years
5.
away. Even if they somehow managed to precisely hit Earth from such a distance, the asteroid would have taken millions of years to get there. So no, the Bugs could not have done it. The whole asteroid
What if they did? Why not? How do you know? Someone else pointed this out to me, and it's something that I missed because I didn't frame by frame the entire movie, but apparently you do see the rocks going into wormholes before, right? Tyler, you didn't catch it, but he straight up hand waved your video while talking about the book. Did he? Oh my God. Horrible. Horrible. He destroyed your essay, Tyler, with that big 2-letter word. No. Oh my God. Hold on. You're ignorant. You're just ignorant. I'm all over the place right now.
business also begs the question: if the Bugs can pull that off, why don't they keep doing it once humans attack them? Because it's all bullshit.
But they do. You're full of shit. Dude, did you even watch a fucking movie? It literally starts with, they keep attacking us with these fucking asteroids and we shoot them. That's why there's a ring of guns around the planet. The ring of guns around the planet is to shoot the rocks the fucking bugs keep throwing at them. That's the point. That's the point. And there's just a series of you're just literally making stuff up. This is made up. I go into this in the video, but this is just literally made the fuck up. There's nothing to indicate this in the show, right? In the movie. Because it's just bad fucking writing. In the book, it does happen. They just attack Buenos Aires. The bugs go and attack Buenos Aires. They do an attack on a civilian center because the bugs fly fucking planes and shit. They have spacecraft. They have laser guns and shit. That's a very critical moment between the fucking book and the movie that they wanted to keep in for the reasons of escalation of the war. When Verhoeven was faced with making bugs that can fucking shoot guns and have hands and can fly planes, he's like, no, just make them stupid and violent. They kept the fucking part in the script that was written before he came on board where Buenos Aires gets destroyed, but then they just fucking hand waved the fact that the fucking rock did it, that they were shooting with their fucking ass plasma from the side of the fucking planet. There's no evidence. You're just saying literally this plot hole justifies my entire interpretation? This plot hole between the actual explained fucking what happened in the book and the movie where they got a little sloppy, that plot hole justifies your entire interpretation that this is a black flag operation by a fascist society that has no reason to do the black flag operation in the first place. They don't need to do it. They're a fucking military fucking stratocracy. They can just go and do war because they feel they need to. There's no reason to black flag. There's no fucking motive. There's no motive. After it, they're like, yeah, we're going to go to extra super hard war now. They could have fucking done it before. They didn't need to. They didn't need to fucking do it. It's so stupid. Fuck, dude, Adam something is fucking wrong, bro.
It was an accident at best and a false flag operation at worst that got blamed on the bugs to keep the war machine and thus the military-industrial complex occupied. In the end, however, all humans accomplish is getting a bunch of soldiers murdered. By the end of the movie, we see literal child soldiers deployed as the Terran Federation is running out of regular troops. And it's
where is this subsection?
They aren't like the Zerg. I'm sorry, the
This is always like a cut.
Tyranids actively trying. Federation is running out of regular troops.
This is a cut, but look, there's a bunch of like above age people. This kid looks like underage, but this is like the super fast. It's a hyper cut. It's not like we see them being deployed. This is everybody's joining up to fight the force, and yet they're going to keep fighting and they'll win. It ends on a high note, first and foremost, because literally they fucking beat the brain bug and capture it, and they're like, he's teaching us the secrets of his dark society. Everybody's doing their part. One of the biggest reasons that the fucking crew is full of kids is because they were in fucking Casper, Wyoming filming these. Did you know that? Did you know that Asperger's something? I'm sorry, Adam something. Did you know that? That they had a limited amount of people, so they just went and found motherfuckers and threw goddamn uniforms on them and filmed them? And that's it? What in the fuck? What in the fuck? They're not even deployed. It's just extras. They're extras. They're background characters. The fucking show is straightforward as fuck. And then it never just... If he fucking adds this and then says, it's an in-universe propaganda film, and if I have to hear that back and forward, I know I'm probably going to, because Adam you're insanely lazy. Insanely lazy, badly researched, up his own fucking ass video. Disgraceful behavior. Like, literally disgraceful. Fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. But if this is followed with, it's in-universe propaganda, then literally why does the propaganda let you find out that there's these little hints and scraps? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is the point of that? At what point do we stop saying every mistake that fucking Paul Verhoeven made throwing this thing together for $100 million on a fucking extremely tight timeline after he had a series of failures in Hollywood, but still managed to make a pretty mediocre received sci-fi movie, but made mistakes during it? How do we fucking, when do we go between that, would that literally happen and is observable and is a reason for a lot of the things happening because the fucking SFX people fell through a series of times and they had to go back and forth, and that's why some parts of the movies look wonk? How do we get from the he just legitimately fucked up to the the fucking the subliminal fucking high grade propaganda film this is one of the most top tier, every subtle little detail matters weavings of anti-fascist propaganda of all time? How do we fucking reconcile legitimate, observable, on record fuck ups with no. This was all intentional. It was all intentional. You're just doing the EFAP thing, by the way. You're trying to say like this is like the best by selecting one fucking out of context clip. This is hard as fuck to find. Hard as fuck to find. Do you even know what point in the film this is, where the fucking time code is? It's a little tricky to fucking get down. And actually, this isn't in Casper, Wyoming. This is probably in the fucking outskirts of LA, but who knows? But either way, it's literally like, okay, yeah. This one frame shows it all. Oh, this one frame justifies every bad thing that happened in the film. All of the film is justified. But it doesn't. It's just you're fucking making it up. You have to literally imagine all of these fucking, all of these connections and all of these explanations one after another, because you and none of the rest of the fucking leftists that talk about this shit actually fucking read it. I know you didn't. Read the book because you said conscription should be mandatory. There's like 7 fucking screeds in the book that are dozens of pages long where they say conscription's bad. Only an all-volunteer force is moral. Literally, if you're not willing to volunteer, we don't want you here. You can quit at any time. Just leave. You probably don't deserve to be in the MI. Wow, that guy got injured and stuck around anyway to try to do his part. He's above the average person by far. Again and again and again and again. I know you didn't fucking read the book, you lazy piece of shit. Even going into this, I'm just going to say, give Adam something a bit of grace. You lazy fuck. Oh my fucking God.
Their troops. And it's not like the bugs are a threat to humanity. They aren't like the the Tyranids, actively trying to eat humanity. The bugs are on the other side of the galaxy and
they are not the Tyranids. They're not remotely like the Tyranid. Not even close. Did you even play Space Marine 2? Space Marine 2 explains it. The Tyranids are a psychokinetic force in the warp that's so powerful it makes it impossible to fucking literally drive your spaceship past them in fucking warp space because they create the fucking black hole or whatever it is, the void space, the warp void space, because they're a gigantic fungal mega colony of subspecies inside one singular hive mind of ultra super powerful brain magic hive controllers that make everything underneath them work. The fucking bugs have brain bugs and queens and shit. They have hives and hive minds but a fucking literally super massive fucking consistently nomadic force of eternal eaters absorbing and destroying planets until they turn into hive worlds so that they can springboard additional eternal invasions of every possible protein calorie in the galaxy while casting gigantic horror shockwaves through the universe with their dark fucking powerful brains. That and the bugs are just space communists are two different fucking things. They're two completely different things. Two completely different things. They're just sort of like bugs, and they're sort of like communists because racists say that communists, specifically Maoists, are bug people. You're just getting back to the fucking Chinese communists are bug people talking point. That is actually bad. Don't do that. God, the fucking bugs are space communists at best. The fucking Tyranids aren't even bugs. They look buggy to you. It's a fungus. They're more like mycelia than they are anything else. Like you're a madman. You're a madman. I hate it.
Generally don't bother you unless you bother them first, which humans did by settling on the bug's home planet. During the closing scene of the Starship Troopers movie, the soldiers capture a brain bug, the bug's equivalent of a command and control vehicle, basically. In this scene, Neil Patrick Harris reads the brain bug's emotions and loudly proclaims it's afraid to the soldiers around him, after which everyone erupts in cheers and the whole scene is played off seemingly as the glorious ending of a righteous military campaign. Except it's not, and the movie goes to great lengths showing you why in the 2 hours preceding this scene. First off,
no, it doesn't. You are fucking lying. Lying. Literally lying. Oh my God. That's not the end of the movie, idiot. Did you not watch it? You fucking moron. Dude, fuck you, Adam. Literally fuck Adam something. Like this is disgraceful conduct. Fuck you, personally. What do you mean? No, if you rewind 2 hours, I'm sorry, the fucking events immediately following the brain bug where they develop new weapons technology and they're training a new fucking generation of literally above age soldiers, that doesn't fit your narrative. So we got to go back in time, rewind to when they weren't being successful so that we can ignore the fact that the movie ends on they'll keep fighting and they'll win. That's how the fucking movie ends. Oh my God.
As I've said, it was the humans who attacked first. The bugs did not start this conflict. They were attacked.
Prove that. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
Based on false pretenses, and they decimated the humans for it. I mean, if the literal child soldiers by the end aren't indication enough, I don't know.
Dude, it's one fucking clip of a bunch of kids that they found for fucking it. Bloop, bloop, that's it. And some of them are fucking clearly just old enough. It's just this one right here. And this might even be a kid that's fucking 18 or older. Like, legitimately, some people just look young. You have to show me that they're fucking child soldiers.
For no reason. That end scene with the brain bug is basically one massive cope by the Terran Federation. The director even added a nice little touch. When the bug starts jittering out of fear, the soldiers quickly back away from it. This is not a victory. You captured what is basically a single command and control vehicle at the end of your campaign that cost the lives of hundreds of thousands of soldiers. It's like when the other Federation, the Russian one, exhibits a captured Abrams on Red Square. Yeah, you got that one, congrats, but you also lost more than 18,000 pieces of heavy equipment in Ukraine. And it's just the visually confirmed losses, not to mention your casualties. Anyway, the Starship Troopers...
Dude, you are fucking horrible at media analysis. What in the fuck? Oh, they backed away. Huh, this is... I don't know if you understand this. What the fuck is your goofy fucking accent? Fucking Euros, I swear to God. I don't know if you understand this, but when the gigantic bug machine move, they all go, oh wow, and step back. Like, what the fuck? It's just literally like, wow, whoa. You would do that for anything. I don't know how to tell you this. If there's a gigantic thing that could maybe fall on you and crush you, and it goes, everyone goes, ah. What the fuck? This is dude, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. I might not be able to get to the other video today. This is fucking nuts how stupid this guy is. Like, dude has not seen the movie. This is very, very obviously stolen from someone else. I'm calling you out. I want to see your fucking notes. This is a full call out. I think that this is, if this isn't plagiarism from some other person's video, it's not original work. I'm just saying it's not. There's no way that you did any fucking original research on this and arrived at this many incorrect conclusions. You have to have developed this from, at best, just raw reading comments on a fucking Reddit thread. Because first off, I don't know if you guys realize this yet. Well, hold on. Where's the citations? Where's he getting the info from? Right? Where's the citations? Where's the double checks? Where's it? There isn't any. Why? Because he didn't fucking do any research, first off. And if he did do research, he's not citing it at all. This is what I'm going to say. I think Adam something is turning out, this is slop content. This is, I'm going to say some things for some fucking people that will agree with me, and I'm going to churn out slop content without fucking doing any goddamn research into things. When I was saying this is why the director did something in my fucking video, it wasn't me making a fucking whole ass interpretation about 99% of the time. It was, hey, why did you do this thing in Starship Troopers? And then I went to the fucking making of the book and let them describe in their own words via an interview from 1996 why they literally did the thing. Like the cast, you just talk, oh, why did we have those kids? And like, why did the people look the way that they did? Because in 1996, that's who we had on board. It was $100 million movie, but most of it had to go to the gigantic bug robots and spaceship designs and sets and stuff. So we just kind of threw things together as quick as possible. Like, it's fucking Ed Neumeyer. If he doesn't bring up fucking Ed Neumeyer as a writer in this, he's a fucking fraud. Like, literally just Adam Something's a fucking fraud. Thumbnail, fraud Adam Something just makes things up to score a quick buck on YouTube? Fraud? Like, what in the fuck is this?
The discourse that erupted around the tower was truly mind-boggling. On one side, you had people with the reasonable take. Everything that happened to humans is basically their fault. The war with the bugs was completely unnecessary, and the Terran Federation is a crazy, jingoistic...
He didn't say my name, did he? RE, that dog brain thread about Starship Troopers. I'll just share my favorite detail about the movie, which is that it's made clear in a subtle but unmistakable way that humanity is badly losing the bug war, conscripting literal children by the end of it. I don't even know. How do you even know they're literal children? Like, this is a slightly young looking individual. But like, let me put this out. Okay, hold on. Let me explain to you why you're a fucking idiot. Hold on. What is that, you British motherfuckers? You guys have another Wolf Hall cast. Okay, let me just show you guys somebody. This is Thomas Brody Sangster. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open image in new tab. This is Thomas Brody Sangster. You guys might remember him from Game of Thrones. Okay. He looks pretty young, right? Do you know how old Thomas Brody Sangster is? He's fucking 34. This is a 34-year-old man. This is a 34-year-old man. He looks like a literal fucking child. And they know that because they're trying to get him to play as that. He's just got that, whatever some of you Brits have, that fucking pyrocynical gene, right? He just looks insanely fucking young. If you see him in the Wolf Hall show, he looks like a child. Why? Because he's a fucking actor, okay? And actors are young. When you are putting together a whole little a scene of these, more than likely, I would guarantee you that all these people are probably above 18 because of just what I know about how this was filmed. The FedNet Week scenes, which if you've never heard about this, Adam, it's because you're a fucking hack fraud piece of shit who just makes shit up on the internet for a quick buck, and you should maybe consider deleting your entire YouTube channel, you filth. FedNet Week was when the cast or the production core of Starship Troopers was putting together the scenes that are right here, right? All of these follow-up scenes going to the end of the film that are following the filming of the film that are made into FedNet, right? We're doing our part. I'm doing my part. You know, they have that one little kid in that one scene. To have a child on set, you actually have an entire special set of rules that you have to follow. So for that one specific scene, yeah, they maybe have had that one kid there. I know that kid wasn't that in fucking Casper? because it had the people at the fucking training facility. When they're at that training facility, that's all in Casper, Wyoming. So maybe that was there. But if these were the ones in LA, unless they had a special dispensation to get child actors and child extras on, which would have cost them additional money at the end of filming, more than likely they just took all the fucking 18 plus fucking actors and got everybody that was in that could possibly fit one of these fucking hundreds of foam rubber flak jackets and then stuck them in a line. That's it. They're all extras and shit. They're people that they had fucking laying around. But it's this one subtle detail that justifies, first off, something that doesn't even follow. We're losing the war. Like, motherfucker, we won World War II, and guys were volunteering at fucking 13 all the time. I don't know how to tell you that any better. We only beat the Nazis because of people lying to join the military. The Union beat the Confederates because of guys joining up at 12, 13 years old and all you fucking British fucks. Some of your fucking great grandpappies got fucking clipped by kids that were like 11 years old wearing dungarees, fucking chopping at you from the fucking tops of white oak trees. Like, first off, that doesn't even fucking fly. That's just not how fucking wars are won or lost at all. And second, prove it. Prove that they're fucking children other than they look young. Everybody looks young. They're all standing next to Casper Van Dien, who plays someone who's supposed to be about 19 to 20 years old. It is at the time of this like 27 to 30 something. Like, motherfuckers, it is Hollywood. If they're not fucking explicit about it or it's not understood and you're fucking imagining the thing that's happening, you might be making it up to justify your point, especially if you don't have anything to fucking certify that that's literally what they did in the scene. Do you know what I mean?
Fascist empire. I mean, the director put Neil Patrick Harris in a literal SS uniform. The message is very clear.
That did happen.
The brainbug scene is followed up by a propaganda video in which people gleefully tortured the brainbug, so there's that too. But some disagreed with this assessment. A lot of people legitimately did not understand how anyone could take the side of the bugs, empathize with the bugs even, when all the Terran Federation characters are attractive and the bugs are disgusting. And I mean, that's the whole point. The way you instinctively feel about the bugs is how a white supremacist feels about blacks or how a Nazi feels about Jews. Revolting freaks to be crushed under their
No, they hired Phil Tippett to make the creatures. Phil Tippett. The guy from Mad God and also from RoboCop, which they had worked on before. He did some of the animatronics. And the whole point was we can sell this movie if the bugs are scary as fuck because they're supposed to be scary. If you go to the Ed Neumeyer interview in Empire Magazine, as you check the cited sources for mine, they say we literally tried to make them as scary as possible. Ed Neumeyer says, yeah, they're kind of like fucking Chinese, the way that my science teacher said, where they will just keep coming at you. In a later quote, Verhoeven describes the bugs as being like Nazis. That's why when the humans pop out of their little ships, they literally come out of the ships onto Clendathu the same way that the Allies stormed the beaches of fucking Normandy with backdrop fucking infiltration ships and fucking ship-to-shore type fucking amphibious units. That's the whole thing. So I'm sorry, you're wrong. Literally, you're just fucking incorrect. If you go to the end of the making of Starship Troopers, you can see this in my entire fucking thing. Verhoeven literally describes the brain bug as being like Cthulhu. Oh, I can't say that very well because that's how we say it in fucking Denmark or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the brain bug is supposed to be like a dark elder god coming up from the Stygian depths beneath the surface. He's supposed to be terrifying, unhuman, and evil beyond reckoning. It is a thing that sucks a guy's brains out through a fucking bendy straw that is its butthole mouth. You are so insanely fucking up your own ass. Quoting Twitter, you fucking asshole. Go talk to the people that made the movie. You can at least get fucking, you could probably get fucking Neumeyer or fucking Verhoeven to at least just say like, no, I meant it was all supposed to be satire. Ignore the making of book. God damn you, Salmon. I should have never let you interview me. God damn you fucking trash can.
Coincidentally, this is often how Jews were depicted by Nazi propaganda. Disgusting insects to be purged from the face of Earth. The movie essentially challenges you to take the side of the group you were conditioned to hate. And
here's the thing though. I'm not conditioned to hate Jews in the movie. They're just bugs. They're terrifying 12-foot, 15-foot tall bugs that chop people in half. I don't have to be conditioned to that. They're fucking scary. They're the color of wasps. The main bug is wasp colored. What do you mean conditioned? By what? Genetics? by my fucking ancestral blood deep memory of what can and can't sting you in the woods. It's a fucking chitinous shelled, sharp limbed, black and white, screeching insect that travels in hordes. It's not remotely like a Jew. I've seen Jews. They maybe sometimes gather together and then they all hate it and then they leave at some point and walk the fuck away and I don't want to talk to Mochi ever again. What the fuck? You know, yeah. This is just like when the Nazis tried to scare me about the Jews. Yeah, what did they fucking draw the fucking goddamn bug with a big nose on it? What in the fuck are you talking about? It's a fucking giant spider monster. It's a pseudo-arachnid that's colored like a wasp. It is designed from the ground up by Phil Tippett and the other people. I can only have his mind on hand, but this guy that actually did a lot of the creature drawings and stuff. Designed from the ground up, along with a series of the other bugs as well, to resemble dangerous bugs from normal life. The brain bug is gross because it's literally a bloated tick. It looks like a tick. If you've never been outside, that's what a tick looks like if it's fucking a big species of them and it's full of blood. It's a gigantic swollen pink thing with shifted fucking chitinous shells on it and tiny little creep legs that sticks a little spigot into you and drinks your blood. It's a tick. It looks like a tick. You're not supposed to like ticks. That's why they put it in the movie. So that when the good guys beat the ticks, you go, fuck yeah, man. You beat a gigantic literal tick that brain controls wasps. What is your bad guy in this? It's a tick that controls wasps and also a giant version of that kind of beetle that can literally in real life shit acid. It's the ass shitting beetle, but also, like, it's fucking the size of 15 school buses. Thank God for Casper Van Dien, that lantern-jawed fuck, for rodeo clowning that thing into fucking oblivion. I wish he had saved his compatriot beforehand. What are you talking about? You're not supposed to identify that with they're wasps and ticks and beetles. If you're like, oh man, I don't like bugs, then you're like, I don't know, every person on Earth. It's 2 out of 3 of them are the bugs no one likes. No one likes. The fucking vehicle named for fucking wasps no one likes. The Vespa. The most irritating noise on Earth. Fuck off. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, bro.
Oh boy, did many people fail this test. The discourse essentially became an indicator of who would fall for Nazi propaganda, where all the Aryan Germans are depicted as tall, strong and beautiful, and all the supposed subhumans as revolting freaks.
Do you know who fell for Nazi propaganda? The entirety of fucking Europe, of Germany, that stormed through Europe. Do you know why you don't fucking try to play with Nazi propaganda? Because it works and it makes Nazis. That's why all the Jews died. Fucking, you actually don't want to do fucking Triumph of the Will or play with it because people go, fuck, man, that looks really cool. I bet it would be nicer to live there than where I live. That's why you don't do it. Because it's really effective. You're not smarter than Nazi propaganda. But dude, Jesus Christ, the kind of people that agree with this video couldn't even fucking fight Nazis on the right side. You're out of your fucking mind? Did you think that you're fucking better than Leni Riefenstahl? She got fucking hundreds of thousands of Germans to murder their neighbors and fucking neighboring country people. Like, they almost conquered Europe. It's so fucking effective. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean?
Starship Troopers gave us a very important revelation about the importance of aesthetics. If an otherwise horrible faction is depicted as badass and handsome in an IP, some people will start idolizing them and co-opt their visuals, no matter how monstrous the faction is or how much satire you heap on. And this brings us to Warhammer 40k. Let's consider its opening paragraphs. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has said—
Failed this test. Dude, what a prick. Fuck. It's propaganda. There's no test to succeed or fail. The failure comes after the propaganda of whether or not you let it, like, make you into a Nazi. But it's good. It's entertaining. Do you don't think that's the point? Helldivers is fun. It's made by a bunch of fucking libbed up fucking cucks. You know what I mean? But like, it's fun as shit. And then they did Nazi stuff in it. And they're like, yeah. It's like, no, dude, you made a really fun game where you can pretend to be someone like a sort of like a pseudo Nazi. And then like, what? Like, yeah, people just had a good time. Well, we didn't make any Nazis, did we? Like, I fucking hope not. But what did you think? Like, well, I thought we were making fun of them. Like, yeah, well, the few jokes that you told are not equivalent to the healthcare insurance and the fucking nuclear family that you advertised at the beginning. The whole like, oh, great liberty. Yeah, that's cute, and all the little fucking statements are adorable, but like unironically, a lot of guys are going to see that and be like, well, I know it's fake, but do you get to live in that neighborhood, and do you get to have like a cute wife and one daughter? Because I'll do that. I'll do that in a heartbeat. What? I'll do that right now. Fucking stupid fucks. Jesus Christ.
Set immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods,
Oh,
and
shit.
the master of a million worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrier and lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day.
The video might be quiet, but it's like, it's actually, that's him. Sorry. Are you guys not hearing enough of this?
That he may never truly die. Vast armies give battle in his name on uncounted worlds. But for all their multitudes, they are barely enough.
That's his mixing. Do I not have this? No, I don't have this on bypass processing. His mixing's fucking horrible. He's got his music loud as shit.
To hold off the ever-present threat from aliens, heretics, mutants, and worse. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim dark future, there is only war. There is no peace among the stars, only an eternity of carnage.
Fucking slop tuber seeing high respects munch down on a squad of retreating PDF super troopers. This reminds me of whites crossing the street to avoid a black person. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
And slaughter and the laughter of thirsting gods. The 40k universe is a rough place. It's basically war and suffering turned up to a ridiculous level, and it kinda works. Warhammer 40k manages to straddle the line between epic and silly, nailing the perfect ratio of the two. And this works really well for the board game. You both bring out your armies you spend 200 plus hours painting, one of you fields Chaos Marines, the other Astra Militarum, and you duke it out in this silly but epic setting, having lots of fun in the process. This over-the-top horrifying universe is a great niche for tabletop games played by nerds, including yours truly. But what if you want to make a universally appealing AAA video game? How do you implement this idea that everything in the grimdark future is horrible, the soldiers are brainwashed drones dying for nothing, and that the wars you fight are completely hopeless, and all of you are essentially doomed? How do you make an enjoyable AAA game around these ideas? Games Workshop thought long and hard, and decided that they'll just kind of forget about most of the grimdark stuff. The Space Marine games, while containing hints of the absurdity of the Imperium, are for the most part made to make the player feel like a cool, epic, badass war hero soldier mowing down thousands of enemies without breaking a sweat. And with that, Games Workshop has made the biggest mistake possible when it comes to depicting fascists. They made them appear cool and badass. And yes, Space Marines are fascists. They're turbo space Nazis who will turn you into minced meat if you say something they deem heretical. Atrocities, purges, and genocide.
Which ones? All Space Marines are the Inquisitions, dude. First off, I don't know how Space Marines are fascist is impossible. It's an impossibility because the Imperium is not a populist dictatorship or any type of, it's a theocracy. So they're theocrats, you could say, but they're not fascists because they worship a literal living God. I don't know how to hit this harder. Not like, oh, well, didn't the Nazis like pretend in their minds that Hitler was God? Like, well, I don't know, maybe like two of them. Well, didn't they worship and make his picture big? Like, that's not remotely on the same page. A cult of personality is what you're trying to describe. If those are the retorts you were getting ready to make, sorry, adults are speaking. Know your fucking place. Be quiet in this conversation. That's a cult of personality. That happens all the time. Did you know that happens to Taylor Swift? Have you ever seen the Taylor Swift Eras tour and gone? Did you go to the Taylor Swift Eras tour and then maybe say like, I don't like Taylor Swift that much, and people go, pop, 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 and they would get upset with you, right? It's because that's a cult of personality. That's what that is. The Imperium of Man is a theocracy founded under the worship through a bunch of different ways and reasons of a real guy who was the God Emperor of mankind. See tiny head, big gold armor. who is still half alive in a big chair and also in the warp. Worshipping him literally lets you do magic in certain ways, right? Not good kind of like, hey, this is, you might explode or catch fire, but like he whispers to people. It's a theocracy. These guys are the knights in a theocracy. The Teutonic Knights, which is probably the closest you can get to these guys. They're crusaders. The Teutonic Knights are not fascists. They're knights in a fucking theocracy. That's what that is. Like, there's no populism about it. There is no Imperium of man, the ideal man in the Imperium, right? Because you don't even see, there's no class equivalent. There's like clear class distinctions that exist beyond fascism, but make sense in any fucking theocracy. They're not considered human by the other humans. They're literally seen as angels of the emperor and bowed to and talked to like that. The lowest ranked space marine is addressed as my lord by the highest ranked anything else that falls underneath that command structure, which is crazy, right? Oh my God. They are fascists, though. They also just worship a god king. No, that's not what fascism is. It's just not. It's just you feel like anything that's in a uniform that is a little fucking upsetty spaghetti is a fascist. That's why lefties have no ability on the internet to describe anything. Anyone that's going into this with like, I don't know, they fit my definition of fascism, buddy. Okay, then why do they fucking disagree with each other and then they're fine? Do you know what I mean? Like, they're following a command structure, but even they can break the rules and bend the rules and it's okay. Why are there different chapters of the fucking Space Marines that can have completely different interpretations of how to be Space Marines than all of the rest of them? Like, do you understand? Like, that can only exist in a theocracy. They're not fascists because they're just not. That's just not how fascism works. It's not why it's established. It's not how it's established. Nothing about that is fascism. It's a different word that describes a different thing. If you're just saying it's bad politics where I don't feel like I could be a free person, there's a lot of other ones. There's a reason that you don't call all of them fascist. They have different words. You use the other words. It's a fucking theocracy underneath a real god.
Sides or just par for the course for them. If your service to the Imperium means mowing down 10,000 civilians because there might be heretics among them, so be it. You're murdering women and children without any second thought or remorse because you are a mindless drone bred for combat, and that's just what it's like to live under the cruelest.
What?
The Imperium means mowing down 10,000 civilians because there might be heretics among them, so be it. You're murdering women and children without any second thought or remorse.
That's the Inquisition. That's like the opposite of the Salamanders, right? Even the fucking, not the Luna Wolves are what fucking Horus, right, turned into his fucking crew. But is it the Space Wolves? Aren't they completely not like that? They do completely different shit. The Salamanders are like a fucking rescue squad. They will actively push themselves to the brink of like self-destruction in order to try to save women and children. Like, constantly. Only that you're talking about the Inquisition. And they don't need to call them fascists. They're a fucking religious inquisition. They're inquisitors. Yeah, they will fucking destroy an entire planet. Booty Gilliman's guys do different shit. The Blood Ravens do different shit. The fucking Black Templars do different shit. The fucking Salamanders do different shit. The Iron Hands do different shit. The Chaos Marines all do different shit. I'm sorry I'm getting so autistic. Like, the Salamanders slaughter Eldar. That's not how the Salamanders and Space Wolves and Tormentors roll. Are you talking about me? Or him? Because I think you're talking about him, right? Not all Marines worship the Emperor as God. Yes, that's the whole thing, too.
Remorse because you are a mindless drone bred for combat, and that's just what it's like to live under the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. If you doubt me, I invite you to check out the episode in the Garden of Ghosts from the Hammer and Bolter series, where we are treated to a scene of a purged...
But like, here's the thing about Space Marine. Fucking Titus is in trouble at the beginning of Space Marine because the whole plot of Space Marine 1 ends with him being betrayed by one of his other fucking Ultramarine chapter brothers who says, I think that he's been corrupted by chaos because he goes outside of the book and does different stuff outside of the book. Then he goes through the Inquisition and comes back and proves himself as being above board, which means all the things he did outside of the book did not corrupt him in the eyes of chaos. They make decisions to help people all the time. They go and save like little fucking not the Space Marines, but the little fucking the little fucking light show people, the fucking guys on the ground all the time. The reason that they're trying to save we're trying to save the planet from Tyranid, from a Tyranid invasion. What? Like, they're not mindless at all. They think their way through things all the time. They disagree with each other on how to accomplish shit. They have fights. They have schisms. They're not mindless at all, even remotely. Like, there's a mindless subsection on there. It's the little fucking whatever the fuck from the Adeptus Mechanicus, the fucking robot guys. You get your literal brain cord out, like you get turned into a fucking dude. Oh my god.
Forge World. No, wait, that's the Adeptus Mechanicus thing, alright. Craft World. That's a giant space habitat, basically, where the Eldari, the space elves, live. Home to millions at minimum. Well, the noble Ultramarines massacred the entire Forge World, murdering untold thousands of men, women, and children. Because they were Xenos, therefore degenerate, therefore worthy of death. Shout out to Purity Seal for this lore tip, by the way. You can find his channel under @ThePuritySeal. In popular first-person shooters...
But like, who did that? Which chapter was it? I didn't even watch that one, because different chats will have different fucking chapters will have different reactions to that. Other chapters might have said no. They might have said no. The chapters will fight each other. They're not fascists. They'll fight each other for what they believe in. Like, yeah, maybe somebody will fucking go and fight a Xeno. Maybe this, maybe that. Like, it's all over the place. But they're not. That's not even fascism at that. It's a different thing entirely. They're not part of the same community. Like, that's not a fucking human on human genocide. That's fighting fucking your literal space enemies that they're not like you. They're not you. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Why are we watching No Russia?
Shooters, however, such...
By the way, the Eldar view us as literal animals and would kill us too. Salamanders have fought other Marines to save lives. Robute Gilliman mocks the clergy while Scars just do whatever because freedom is cool. Yeah, like, dude, it's fucking bonkers.
Things cannot be depicted because your game would be banned worldwide. A Warhammer 40k shooter game, true to the lore, would be a war crime simulator.
Remember, no Russia.
And it would just be weird playing as a psychotic, murderous maniac committing crimes against humanity for 8 hours without any self-awareness or remorse. Actually, that sounds like super fun and... Wait, I'm sorry, this video is for people 13 and above. Who let these children in here? But I love playing as an unrepentant murderous psycho. Yeah, try playing Mass Effect as a renegade. Don't believe me? Apparently, according to Mass Effect player stats, 92% of players played as Paragon and only 8% as Renegade. Most people just don't want to be an asshole, not even in video games. But even if a Warhammer shooter was true to form and the player was made to feel like a disposable, cognate purposeless murder machine tasked with the occasional genocide, there are people who would love that and would absolutely play that game. I get that. But if you're making a game, you want to appeal to the widest audience possible, not just to people on terror watch lists. And Space Marine 2, the latest Warhammer 40k game, ended up doing the former, choosing appeal over what I would call honesty about its universe. You're not a mindless, psychotic drone killing in the name of a doomed fascist empire, but a noble, heroic warrior protecting your home from freaks and degenerates. The overt satire is basically gone because it had to be. There are allusions to the Imperium being bad, but not nearly overt enough. A Warhammer 40k true to form would be like a version of Modern Warfare where every second mission is no Russian, only even more bloody and deranged. But if anyone released a game like that, most countries wouldn't even let them publish it. Keep in mind, by the way, that I do like Space Marine 2, and I do think it's a good game. Just before anyone would start yelling at me how the game isn't bad, actually. I agree, it's a good game, it's cool and epic, and I like it. But there are overarching issues with it, which we're currently discussing. Now, the reason why the Warhammer 40k books and tabletop games are allowed to get away with containing atrocities, while video games aren't, is because in the game, you would get to act out said atrocities. At the very least, we would get vivid depictions of them. You don't just read about, say, Space Marines murdering 10,000 women and children, or you don't just play with miniatures of a Space Marine faction, which according to the lore once murdered 10,000 women and children. Nope. This is an interactive video game where you are a Space Marine and congratulations, your next mission is to purge a civilian slum of 10,000 where the presence of heretics is suspected. Here's your chainsword and plasma incinerator. Good luck. And then you get dropped.
Is that like Darktide? I haven't played Darktide. That's not Space Marine 2. Is that a new? Was that one of the things? Because I've played Space Marine 2 for fucking like 110 goddamn hours. I don't know what part of that game is you going into a fucking hive world block or whatever the fuck and killing 10,000 people. I think Darktide has something vaguely like that you stomp out some sort of like chaos sect that may be dubious. But what in the fuck is this asshole talking about? Like, he didn't play the fucking game, did he? Adam Something's cringe, bro. Cringe as fuck. I either have to be missing this completely. I have to be fucking insane. Or this piece of shit didn't fucking play the game. He didn't watch Starship Troopers. He didn't read the fucking book. I don't think he knows anything about fucking Warhammer outside of a few fucking posts on goddamn Reddit, which is still less than me. And I don't think he played Space Marine 2. When the fuck do you kill any human beings that aren't immediately being possessed by the fucking true suns or the 1,000 suns? Darktide, you fight ranting, raving plague zombies that detonate AIDS bombs. Yes. Because it's a Nurgle game, right? You're fighting Nurgle cultists. I really want to play it, so I was watching people go through it.
Drop them to the map with a counter appearing on your screen, standing at 0 out of 10,000. Nobody would want to play that game, and those who even bother to try wouldn't have fun playing it if the game was even legal to distribute. Even though such a game would fit perfectly.
That game would not only be legal, people would play the fuck out of that. I don't know what to tell you. Playing a fucking Exterminatus Inquisitor game would probably be like, it wouldn't be that big. People would be like, this is weird. You'd have to have additional shit, but I don't think anyone would care.
Into the Warhammer 40k universe. Such is life under the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable in the grimdark future. And that's just what they often do to fellow humans. Sentient, non-human civilians, even if not hostile, usually just get instantly murdered or worked to death as slaves. So Games Workshop had to take a different approach with their AAA game. For the sake of broad appeal, they had to gracefully...
Okay, also though, but like, see, here's the thing again. This isn't the Imperium of Man. It says, what the Imperium... He is just reading fucking Reddit post, by the way. But this is, no, content A, Inquisitor, an Inquisitor of the Ordo Xenos has been posing as a Guvessa turncoat for a while. She was sent to go to Farsight on his expedition to reclaim the world's lost to the Tau in the Damocles Crusades. So, someone that's from the I kill fucking Xenos order, the Ordo Xenos, and Inquisitor of all things, is with them. You're not talking about the Imperium of Man as a general day-to-day thing. You're literally saying, like, okay, they do have one fucking Schutzstaffel, okay, that no one likes and people actively work against successfully all the fucking time. One of those guys specifically is going out and fucking doing psycho shit. Every day, the Adeptus Mechanicus send out their Skitarii legions to round up the scattered Tau civilians that have been unable to leave the planet. You got the Adeptus Mechanicus out there, too, who are they're not even part of the Imperium of Man. They don't fall. They don't worship. The Adeptus Mechanicus is a different faction. They are deeply allied with and intermixed with, but not part of, the Imperium of Man. They do not worship the God Emperor. They worship the fucking machine god. They talk to each other in binary, and the Adeptus Mechanicus are worse than fucking anybody. They're like the bad ones. They're the closest thing to a bad guy, period. They are more than likely worshiping a fucking, like, basically giant crystal in the center of Mars that's full of Cthulhu particles. And that's what they think the machine god is. Dude, what the fuck? Long tales recorded. Yeah. The grimdark future. Adeptus Mechanicus did a fucking Holocaust. Okay, yeah, basic. It's the fucking Adeptus Mechanicus. They turn their own guys into fucking toilets and shit. They're fucking mad. They're crazy as fuck. But they're also not even the Imperium of Man. It's a different thing. They have a little fucking treaty. It's like saying everything that Imperial Japan did, fucking Italy is responsible for. Like they're different countries.
So Games Workshop had to take a different approach with the AAA game. For the sake of broad appeal, they had to gracefully sideline the unspeakable evil and cruelty of the Imperium. You're not committing atrocities, genocides, and other war crimes. Instead, you're fighting an endless horde of Tyranids, insectoid space alien predators, which threaten to overwhelm everything.
You guys are saying the Adeptus Mechanicus worship the Omnissiah, who is the Emperor. I have heard different. Catan shards. Yes. The machine god is a dragon that the Emperor beat in 400 AD. Yeah, Adeptus Mechanicus are just employees of the Empire, so they get clean tech. Yeah, they're not loyal to them at all. It's like a part of it the same way that like a fucking boat is a part of your fucking like the cruise that you're on. But if the boat can think for itself and is only hanging out with you so it can get shit from you, it's not really part of your whole thing. They can turn their back on you and they're completely like different. It's just, if anything, the Adeptus Mechanicus are just set up to completely betray the Imperium at any point. But we're like, oh no, they're loyal fucking subjects of the Imperium. You're out of your fucking mind. They get to say I worship the Omnisaya in front of the fucking Inquisition and are fine. Some of the Space Marine chapters, as I recall, are like shoot on sight with fucking Adeptus people. They're not a part of the Imperium. They're just fucking insanely fucking interconnected, like a fucking series of parasitic co-species.
And everything. In contrast to the bugs in the Starship Troopers movie, Tyranids are not the victims of aggression. Their singular goal is to devour absolutely everything. They are a force of nature, basically, and there is nothing morally wrong with killing them. The other enemy faction appearing in Space Marine 2 are the Forces of Chaos, who are just evil. Once again, nothing wrong with killing them. So your character, Titus of the Ultramarine...
You guys, you're talking about how I led into this conversation. Look at chat right now. Look at chat right now. No one's ever right. Do you see how fucking confident people are when they respond, and then like 2 seconds later, it's fucking
he's doing the good thing, really. He's a protagonist. He's also a brainwashed space Nazi psychopath, prepared to commit even the most heinous atrocities without a hint of doubt, should his masters commend him. But let's not portray that, because that would be a...
When is that? He's talking about Titus. When is Titus like... When was Titus going to do any of that? What? There's a point in the fucking game where the other people who are supposedly just like Titus get told to fucking kill Titus because he's chaos. And the one guy gets ready, and then the other dude stops him. And then shoots the person that said to do it, because they're not fucking brainwashed. They have full powers of cogency and awareness. They're just not fucking brainwashed. I don't know how to tell you this. They're educated in a certain system, but that's not brainwashed. They can all think for themselves. And they make decisions for their own reasons. They're just normal people in a really abnormal people. Otherwise, what the fuck? Dude, this guy's not played this game.
Downer for the average player. Therefore, in Space Marine 2, Titus is mostly portrayed as...
What's up with all these essay YouTubers making essay videos on subjects they don't know anything about? This is slop, dude. This is a YouTube slop problem issue. Also, he just doesn't put up spoiler warnings for any of this shit, which is kind of like fine because he's also just making things up. So you can just assume that the plot's going to be completely different.
Trade is a selfless war hero instead. And I know that there is a bit more nuance to the story and the character, especially in light of the previous game, but that unfortunately doesn't matter. That's stuff for lore wars, not your...
Oh, what a you fucking loser, dude. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand that there's a bunch of things that completely fucking countermand my idea. Just the entire plot of the first of the games in the series is just completely against my interpretation, but that's for fucking nerds. You're the fucking nerd. You're the one that's fucking chat GPTing fucking Reddit slop content into badly made videos. Dude, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
Who might not even have played the previous game. The nuance is lost on them. And because of this, due to the satire taking a backseat, we have lunatic space Nazis made to look like heroes, tirelessly fighting against a tidal wave of free...
Brainwashing is also not this magical thing everyone acts like it is. It's a long process. It's not real, Flynn. It's not fucking real. When people say brainwashed, they mean that your fucking brain has literally been washed free of your personality, and then you do whatever anyone else tells you to do. You're fucking the guy from BioShock, but with fewer steps. That's what people mean by brainwashing. Everything else is just hocus, right? It's just bullshit. Fucking, it's nonsense, unless you're in a full-on like cult. And even then, it's just re-normalization of social fucking interaction. It's a whole different thing. But what this guy means is literally that fucking the goddamn Space Marines have no agency. That's literally what he's saying. Because first off, they're raised like this, so they can't be brainwashed. This is how they were fucking naturalized into existence. This is who they are as people. This is just who they are. They can't be brainwashed, right? That's what people try to tell you. Oh, you fucking Marines are brainwashed because you go to fucking like boot camp and stuff. It's like, no, man. I just have a fucking job. This is what having a job is like. I've got discipline and high reaction speeds. So if someone tells me to do something, I can think it all the way through and then act on what I decide to do very quickly. You don't recognize that because you've never tried to do anything more difficult than be a fucking guy that sweeps up fucking lint at a goddamn Starbucks, okay? Fucking cult brainwash. You're in a cult, like you joined a cult, then you're brainwashed, right? They fucking remove your personality and shit, high control group stuff. Sure, maybe. These guys are raised like this. This is who they are. This is who they are. And they still just do other shit sometimes. You're like, I don't feel like it. New chapter. You don't have to keep doing penance. I feel like I want to do more penance. Fuck. $10. Okay, yeah, Tyler, I'll admit I conflated general authoritarianism with fascism. I will say that the point of the game is that Titus was the perfect Marine, but was still shit on by the Imperium, which kind of goes against the entirety of this guy's idea, right? And I looked up the backstory too. The Inquisitor that they fucking talked to in the beginning one, who's also like a servant of chaos, as is tradition. The Adeptus Mechanicus brainwashes their servitors. That's brainwashing. Yeah, because their shit's gone. In early 40K, say pre-5K, the Marines were all mind-wiped after each battle. GW removed the brainwashing stuff more recently. Well, yeah, if you got fucking like literally mind-wiped, there you go. That's a brainwash. You know what I mean? Yo Guy Lover 699 super chatted $2. Orcs are the best boys, better than Bexies. I know fact gonna go to more ship, gonna go quick. Gotta get more Docker. What? Be talk to the brain boys, they're gonna put me into the warp. Oh, the fuck doc boy's gonna put my fuck head back on me. I was made out of metal, now I'm made out of metal, made out of bone. Gonna go ahead, put my fist through them spices, through them bluesies. Yeah? What? I can't do whatever the fucking orc accent is, so that's what it sounds like in my head, and just getting more and more aggressive. With you gotta have the like,
oh yeah, gotta get him on fire. Yeah, walk, Space Marine. I look, they're coming up here to go to shine his skin. Don't know about what I got. War chariot, found it behind the haystack. Painted it red, we're going fast, boys. Ducker, boys. Brain boys on me. Walk.
Civilization.
I fucking love them, dude. I will read fucking orc shit consistently. I love it.
Say, white nationalists think of themselves, isn't it? The brave champions protecting white civilization from an onslaught of swarthy subhumans who would destroy all they've built. And since the video games have an overwhelming cultural influence compared to the books or the tabletop, the game's portrayal of Warhammer 40k becomes dominant in popular culture. Sort of like how the average person thinks of Superman as an unfeeling alien god. That's because those god-awful Snyder movies depicted him as such. Meanwhile, in the comics, he's this cool and friendly guy. I believe
Who is everyone that thinks of the fucking Snyder movies that nobody liked as being the fucking primary portrayal of Superman? Who does that? Who is that person? Are you talking only to 10-year-olds?
Well, not variety hour to put it best, and I'm paraphrasing. In the movies, Clark Kent is the mask worn by Superman, but in reality, Superman is the mask worn by Clark Kent. But due to the movie's overwhelming cultural influence over the comics, movie Superman becomes the cultural standard. Same with Warhammer 40k. The ultra-popular games will be the ones dictating the IP's public perception, not the niche books or the tabletop game. Unsurprisingly, the far-right began co-opting Warhammer 40k already a few years ago. God Emperor Trump being the most obvious example. Also God Emperor Putin, go figure. Now, far-right fans of Warhammer don't actually play the tabletop game, so you won't be meeting them in real life. Online though, Warhammer 40k communities are often literal cancer, with people unironically parroting the fascist propaganda of the Imperium. Burn the heretics, kill the mutants, purge the unclean. It is better to die for the Emperor rather than to live for yourself. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Killed lots of Xenos and got coin for the Emperor. Here's this image depicting an Imperium guardsman blowing himself up with an Eldari, basically a space elf, titled
What is this evidence? This is just
The Emperor Protects, with 1.9 thousand likes. The soldier is glad to die for the Emperor and believes that he saved him by letting him die in war. He's been brainwashed that hard. And the comments next to the image are of a similar vein. Approved. When I'm gone, I'll meet the God Emperor, but you, Xeno scum, the only god you'll meet is the Dark God, whatever that is. Cadia stands for Cadia.
Dude, this is brain rot slop. Adam something is like a low tier slop. How does this guy have subs? This is the most low tier slop creation bullshit I've ever seen in my life. You talked about multiple properties, brought out no official background stuff on all of these fictional properties, no like behind the scenes, no double checking with any of the creators, any of the people behind it. But now I'm getting multiple shots of fucking Facebook comments. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, I'm gonna let this play.
Arcadia is a fortress
Look.
world most famous for doing the opposite of standing, by the way. There are also common image replies, most of which call for murdering someone, usually the post-author, or non-humans in general, called Xenos. Not just the evil, aggressive ones. No, literally everyone, including sentient Xenos and their civilians who would be otherwise neutral or even friendly. Just kill them all.
Okay, but this is, how about this instead? Open image and new tab. I counteract you with, oh please Reddit, don't fucking do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. This is a, I think, as I understand it, open image and new tab. Please don't do that. I hate you, Reddit. Either way. Okay, so instead of this bullshit, I think this artist is actually a porn artist in real life, but this is not pornography. Instead of bad Facebook fucking trash, how about Longshank's waifu? What about instead, right? There's also someone drawing Longshank's waifu. She is 14 feet something odd tall. Look, she can't stand up in normal gravity. You'll have to carry her with whatever this is. Eldar lady, maybe a towel. I don't know. But there you go. There's also, if you're gonna, you got to show all the fucking fan art. Show Moss's fucking Longshank's waifu character too. You got to. I need all of it. Because we can't pretend that this is a fucking, these guys are all fascist. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Moss is a secret mega fucking Hitler. This is an Inquisition tag, right? But also, Longshank's waifu giving a little Eldar hug, right? Look how tall she is. She's not even trying to give you a hug. She's just about to collapse under 0.5 gravity and explode. Longshank's waifu is real. Longshank's waifu is better than fucking God Emperor Trump. Boo. Longshank's waifu. It was all you needed all along. Look, she's so tall. Reach the top of the shelf? Fuck that. She can clean your gutters for you by just standing outside of your house in a patented Adeptus Mechanicus reinforcement power suit so that she doesn't get exploded by local gravity. Suspended in water, pickled for your enjoyment, Longshank's waifu. There she is. There she is. The stupidest fucking video I've ever seen.
I've also seen plenty of Warhammer memes about interracial cuckoldry, which is something far-right people online are absolutely obsessed with. Don't look it up, trust me. Now, let's stop here for a moment. Am I not taking this a bit too seriously, pointing at obvious memes and jokes below posts and pretending they're serious? I do realize these memes and replies are jokes, but often they also aren't. Now, hold on, what the hell do I mean by that? How can one thing be two opposite things at the same time? I personally call such memes and jokes Schrodinger's shitpost. They are both a joke and not a joke at the same time. The meme exists in an ideological superposition until someone engages with it. So suppose someone posts a far-right adjacent meme like this, the Kekistani flag, which is a recolored Nazi Wehrmacht flag, also commonly wielded by neo-Nazi protesters. But here, it's just an edgy joke, you see. Or is it? If the response is negative, say if someone replies with, dude, what the fuck is this? Then, oh, it's just a joke, it's just a meme, lamau, don't take it seriously. But if the response is positive, like, my fellow red-pilled Kekistani brother, whom the eco science elites couldn't brainwash, then often the meme is suddenly not a joke. I know, right? Oy vey. And it's not like the person who posted the Kekistani flag is pretending either way. This is the funny part. Such people legitimately don't know what their intent is with the meme they post. Is it just an edgy joke or is it serious? It depends on the meme's public reception. Of course, not all Warhammer memes are like that, but quite a few of them are. I can tell you a percentage.
So this is a thing. I actually do want to bring this up. I don't think it's too spicy, right? Not too spicy. Okay, yeah. There's no nudity or anything. Masa Cannibalis or whatever. Very good artist, but also pornography. So don't just fucking research this person. But it's just one of those things. You can't have both sides. The devil on the other side. Good on this. We're talking about Xenos. Xenos are a race. However, all humans are not expected in the Imperium by all people to look human. That's the cool part. So you have demi-humans or off-humans or ab-humans, however you call them. And this is how many types of ab-human there are. This is all of the types of ab-human. These are ab-human waifus, right? That's an Ogrim. That is, yes, literally a cat girl. This is the Longshanks chick from before. She's just kneeling with her super long legs. And all the others too. Goat lady, right? I don't even know what the hell she is. This thing, whatever the fuck that is, right? And look, they all got little jobs and they all look weird as fuck. But this is all the different types that you can have. Why? Because Warhammer 40K is the weirdest fandom that's ever fucking existed. So yeah, you can have all sorts of little fucking ab-human waifus too. But the ab-humans don't get fucking exterminated. Sometimes things try to because they're dick fucks, you know what I mean? but abhumans have a place in the Imperium. The only thing you really don't want to be in the Imperium is a psyker. That's the worst thing that can happen, because you either have to go be a part of the Empire's daily fucking lunch, or the Emperor's daily lunch, or you just fucking walk around and maybe explode, or you get fucking exterminated.
So far, I could only determine that a non-trivial number of them
There are cat girls in 40k? Yes. Not only are there cat girls, cat people in 40k as demi-humans, abhumans, they are also like specifically like the favorites of a whole specific chapter. Space wolves, I think, have abhuman blood in them. There's Ogrim, which are gigantic fucking ultra giant super fucking big people. But yeah. They're human cat people that are considered human beings. They're just abhuman, and they are fucking canon in Warhammer 40k. He's not giving you the entire story. Don't listen to Adam something. Adam's, what's the something in Adam something? It's a piece of shit, which he is.
them exist, and that such Schrodinger's shitposts are part of the far-right infiltration and co-opting of Warhammer 40k. It provides a nice little grey zone where you can keep dog whistling or posting what are essentially Nazi memes, only it's Warhammer 40k, so normies will think nothing of it. Far-right infiltration of 40k is such a recurring problem that Games Workshop had to issue multiple statements already stating that Warhammer is for everyone. It is not based on...
So, just to add in here, yeah. Sure, you can play as the Inquisition and be fucking Space Hitler to Xenos, but you can also be a fucking Salamander Space Marine detachment on a planet of cat people who are part of the Imperium and have just a gigantic group of cat people soldiers fighting alongside your base, protecting the children of the world, of the universe, Salamander Space Marine captain. Fucking all your little decorations and shit flowing about you. It's a very complicated canon.
Based on hate, it is satire, and that far-right people should fuck off from the hobby, basically. So, that's nice. But at the same time, Games Workshop is commissioning video games that neglect the satire in favor of a broader appeal, where the hero, who belongs to a literal superior race, selflessly protects his civilization from the marauding hordes of freaks and degenerates. And this is seen by far-right people who, in their own imaginations, are heroes who belong to a superior race, selflessly protecting their civilization from the marauding hordes of freaks and degenerates. And so they identify with Warhammer 40k. They are drawn to Warhammer 40k content. They co-opt the aesthetics of Warhammer 40k. No matter how many statements Games Workshop makes, no matter how much they insist on 40k being satire, as long as the ultra-popular games make the Imperium look cool and badass, righteous even, the far-right will inevitably stay in its orbit and try to co-opt it. This is why Warhammer 40k, in my opinion, is doomed to always have far-right hanger-ons, unless they take the lore into a different direction. And I'm not quite sure how to do that while also preserving the grimdark setting, which is one of the main appeals of the IP. I do have some ideas here though. I think what would help is getting more left-leaning people into the hobby. Also, Games Workshop could add more diversity to the Imperium just to make the Chuds angry. Female Space Marines? Hell yeah. Female Adeptus Custodes? Naturally. Adopt us custodes. Also, add more skin colors. The ensuing outrage will basically be free advertising, and those who are put off by that, you don't want them in the hobby anyway. Do you have some more ideas? Feel free to share them in the comments. Normally I don't read them, but this time I'm genuinely interested and will go over them at least once. In the meantime, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support...
Dude, okay, I gotta say, this is one of my rare ones. This is a rare one. Absolutely horrible video. Pretty much no research, no cited facts, no background done on any of the properties. That the most citation of any points you wanted to make was getting cutouts of Facebook comments is possibly the most pathetic thing I've ever seen someone do as a creator on YouTube, purporting to be a insightful, informative channel. If YouTube has a slop problem, then that's the something in Adam something. That's a fight worth having. Jesus Christ. That's a pathetically bad video. Insanely bad. I want to say this again, by the way, because I brought that up. That Moss of Cannabis stuff, Cannabolish, whatever the fuck, is safe for work that you saw. Apparently Moss's other shit is crazy off the wall at SFW. Don't fucking go there. I saw some of that, especially these being shared by people that I follow on my SFW account for fucking work. And then like the Westside at Tyler Westside on Twitter. And then I clicked like, okay, what else does this person draw? Am I going to see a whole lot of Warhammer 40K stuff? I saw some, and then everything else was just like adults only, baby. Fuck, just all glazed over all the way down. I'm like, oh no. So don't click on that. Don't click on that. Okay. But I got to say, this Adam something guy is one of the worst examples of the things that I dislike the most about bad lefty media criticism. And that is he has no respect whatsoever for the source material or any real respect whatsoever for doing good work. This is slop content. I think he pretty much proved it towards it. If he can pick one fucking frame out of Starship Troopers to try to justify his fucking interpretation, I feel like I can choose one fucking specific subsection of his video to try to show what the hell he's doing. And I think he just literally looked at Reddit comments from some r/whatever that he respects and either chat GPT'd it into a script or just fucking made stuff up, copying from common sentiment from places where he probably thought his video would get a lot of play. Am I calling him out? Yes. Am I saying that he's a dishonest actor and maybe even plagiarizing or not doing original work? I would say for sure. Nothing about this is original work. This is uncited, pseudo-academic drivel where he's making points that other people have made and he's not citing the people that made the points in any respectable way. Quoting two fucking tweets while I know not showing that you actually read the books. You're not quoting the books, but you have opinions on the books. Did you actually read them? Or are you getting your opinions from someone else? I'm calling you out. I'm saying until you prove it to me otherwise, I'm going to say you're either fucking plagiarizing your opinions from fucking Reddit and other sources online and being disingenuous about it. Or if you can fucking prove to me otherwise, then I'll see it. Because there's no way that you can arrive at that many incorrect ideas about something while having actually read it. And if you haven't read it and you're giving opinions on it, you're getting your opinions from someone else. And if you're getting your opinions from someone else and you're not citing who you're getting opinions from, you're plagiarizing. I think that this is probably a plagiarized video or something so close to it, there's no reason to discern. Prove me wrong. Cite your sources. Show me you did the original research. Show me you did the actual work. I don't even know if he fucking got those gameplay clips from playing the games. Did he? Because what were we talking about in fucking Space Marine 2? That looks like fucking ad footage. Let me just double check real quick. I'll check his fucking comments. What do we got here? No, buy stuff from me, adopt us, cuss toads. PSA, the image of the slum around 5 minutes is not AI. It's a screenshot from the game Stray. That's it. No citations, no reference. Yeah, probably fucking plagiarized, half plagiarized YouTube slop. Incompetent, unintellectual, fucking drivel, trash fucking content, and he should be fucking made to feel ashamed about this. I'm gonna try to fucking I'm gonna try to fucking cut his Achilles on this one. I'm actually pissed about this because guys like this fucking stepping past their betters, which is really just anybody that read the fucking books and shit they're talking about. I'll take the opinion of 10,000 fucking Nazis that have read the shit that they're fucking piss-pantsing themselves about and getting wrong over the opinion of one guy who's just getting his opinion from another person who's getting it from Reddit or some series of additional I'm getting it from fucking reading Reddit threads. Read the fucking actual books. Show me that you've read it. Because I know you haven't read Starship Troopers because you can't get to fucking, hey, this is written by a guy who likes conscription at all. You can't get to fucking, yeah, Robert Heinlein, the guy that wrote the book that's like fucking conscription, mandatory conscription's good. Fuck, crazy as hell. Crazy as hell fucking opinion here. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm like shaking pissed about this. I think it also too, it goes into, I would be less upset if it was on behind me releasing it and stuff, because I was still pissed at these guys and making like Starship Troopers fucking gigantic video essay that I put together. I don't care about the success of that video versus the success of his shit. I care that people can be as fucking lazy and stupid as this asshole is, and then fucking think that they can't get called out on it because of the size of their channel. That's my fucking concern. And he absolutely should. Fuck this guy. Fuck you, Adam. You slot merchant piece of shit. Fucking shill motherfucker. Prove it. I swear to God, prove it. Prove you didn't steal every fucking ounce of this. Because there's no citations. There's no evidence you actually even played or looked at any of this stuff here. The closest I can get is you fucking what? Went on Facebook and screen capped, protect Cadia. Of all places. Cadia, or fucking, yeah, remember Cadia. The fucking, the planet that was blown up, right? In the Horus Heresy by the Thousand Suns or whatever. The Cadians have an eternal grudge against the fucking forces of chaos. God damn, man. God damn. Fuck this guy. I can't stop saying fuck you, man. End of segment or I'm going to lose my mind. I've got to talk to chat, and then I've got to get off of here so I can I'm going to cook some fucking delicious fish and asparagus for my wife tonight. I didn't do it last night. I got sad and tired, and we went grocery shopping instead because we didn't have the asparagus, and I need my fucking asparagus. End of segment.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the West Side.